do you find that people, because of your accent, they expect you're going to pay them more?
Yeah, look at our industry that we're in.
What's good, King Gandhi? It's your boy O'Shea D. Jackson, back with another episode of the Repat podcast. And guys, we're so glad to be here today. And we have a wonderful guest. We'll introduce Jonita first. Go ahead.
Hi guys, the name is Jonita Maya, also known as the Rich Auntie, presenter and manager with King Anda. Now on to our lovely guest.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Okay, Rachel Nalumu here, back again. Thank you guys so much for having me. It's always fun.
All right, give her a round of applause, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were trying to come up with some ideas for content. You're the greatest content strategist in the world. So, you gave me an idea about because obviously Jonita is a Ugandan, so she is local.
Oh gosh,
Luwumbo queen.
Luwumbo
right?
local.
But now you are Ugandan and
Yes.
I'm a African American.
Yes.
But when you talk, your accent is definitely Canadian. It's like, but it's not so far from mine.
Yeah.
So our experiences when we talk are different in comparisons to hers, right?
Yes,
definitely.
yes.
Let's talk about like that when you're trying to
Navigate
yeah.
through these UG streets. First of all, if I get another Uber driver who says, "Oh my God, I thought you were gonna be a Muzungu woman," I was every day. I'm like, what the hell, right? So it explains every time immediately. I pick up because in Uganda Uber is very weird. You have to call them for them to decide if they want to pick you up.
Yeah.
So
cash or credit card, cash or debit,
cash or credit, cash or credit. I'm always like cash. Then they see me. Oh, I thought you'd be a Muzungu woman. Then they laugh like it's supposed to be non-offensive.
Yeah.
And they keep driving.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always it's so annoying. Being taken advantage of price-wise. And I think that's why sometimes I'm even like, am I coming off as cheap? But I do know I'm getting extorted. So that people are always like, you're always negotiating. I'm like, yeah, because I always know I'm getting the far price. Like I'm not even getting like from here. Yeah. Because we bargain. So you start here to get here. They'll be here to get like, so yeah.
You mean even negotiating on Uber?
Uber, yeah, Uber as well. Lately,
let's talk about that.
They tell, I'm going to cancel the ride. How much are you willing to pay?
Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had it happen before.
Because of COVID, right after curfew, now we're free, so I can say it. We were all moving, obviously, after 7. So to them, they had these extortionist prices regardless. So when they heard my accent, they make it even more than the average average extortion price. But yeah.
Where else have you experienced?
In terms of my accent,
Yeah.
Good question. Okay, Ubers all the time, buying things all the time actually. If it's not like because in Instagram they'll be like, "What's up?" A DM for price.
Yeah, DM for price. Yeah.
I hate that. If a business does that, I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother. You've already lost a customer.
Yeah.
Definitely buying stuff, transport. I don't know if it's happened to me in business yet. I have to think of that, like with negotiating and deals. But I always do my things in dollars, so I feel like they're already like, oh my God. Yeah, maybe that's where their intimidation comes from. When you were asking earlier about guys being intimidated, I think businesses are, because they'll be like, oh, she's gonna charge so much. Yeah, and they're used to. I hate to say it, content creators here, they do not charge according to exposure and stupidity like that. They don't actually charge according to their worth. So then they see my thing and I'm like, oh no.
How much you charge?
Anyway. Not a lot.
Want to know for a friend?
Oddly enough, not a lot. But like, I also have to be realistic. I live here, but still,
okay.
Still, people are like, I'm like, I'm not for exposure, please.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's wild. A business. Yeah,
it's still a business, right? Yeah. What about you?
No, so definitely, I'm gonna be in the same level as you, because see, the difference is like you're actually from here. So
I know what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, right? So I had a homeboy that was living here, Jay. He's recently been back. Like he would just, every boat ride would be 10,000 shillings. Like he didn't even care. He was new. Like he didn't eat, like, for, you don't know how much it is, like from Acacia to home, and you're thinking about it in dollars. Like, oh, look at all these shillings.
Oh my God, you'll go.
Oh man, I'm just rich. Oh, 10,000, come on, play. That's all, brother. I'm glad to be in Africa, brother. Hotep, brother. Right. And then it's like, And then, like, you got Jonita, because she's like the angel on my other shoulder, right? Because the devil want to spend all the money.
Yeah.
And Jonita's like, boss, you're spending too much money. Do you know that only cost 3,000 shillings?
Yeah.
And then so it was like, so now like when I'm going to and even though I have the money to pay it,
Yeah.
but I know approximately how much things cost based off of, I know if it's Safe Boda or Bolt.
Yeah, like estimate.
It might be a Boda might charge about 1,000 or 2,000, a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
So if you so guys would be like, oh, like for example, how much from let's say Bukoto Oryx to Acacia? Oh, only 10,000 shillings. I'm like, so what I'll do now is like, I don't even negotiate back with them again. I'm like, hey, come here, man. How much is it cost me to get there? Only 3,000. I'll just look at them. But you have to. But it's a learning curve, you know.
Yeah, it is a learning curve.
And another thing too, for me, I used to take it personal.
Yeah, I used to.
Like, I've gotten into almost so many fights, like, bro, like especially people that you do a card trip, they'll accept it, and then they'll still try to charge your card and then take cash. Oh, bro, the card. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, have you gotten the ones that save the screen of another person and try and pretend like
yes,
that's them?
yes, yes, that happened to me like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, bro, oh, how much is it? Show me 10,000. I said, bro, what is the minus two say?
We have apps on our end.
6,000. I said, why did you lie? Go. Why are you lying?
They're like, oh, but you know,
Fuel.
So what is all the why did you lie? I'm looking at them like, just go.
And they usually think you're just visiting, like you don't know any better. So they just assume you're gonna go back to your home country.
Sometimes you just ask me, how much do I owe you? 10,000. Really?
I know. And at least you're funny. You have time to ask why. I'm just giving them the money that they're supposed to get and walk out.
You don't give
and then
them.
I always give 1 star.
No, I gotta troll.
Yeah,
we gotta talk about this.
Yeah, it's definitely a bad thing. But when you look at the history of Uganda, historically they've been charging people a tourist price, and then there's a local price. Because when you go to like Maction Falls or like Queen Elizabeth, there's a price for foreigner, and then there's a price for Ugandan.
But you're not.
But
the
at least
Uber
it's there.
CEO
at least you see what it is.
You're not an Uber CEO to decide that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
First of all, they're even lucky that Uber accepts cash in this country. It doesn't allow cash anywhere else. Well, maybe other countries.
They've changed it a little bit now.
You can do cash in America?
You can do cash at least in Poland, in Warsaw.
Even Dubai.
Okay. Because Toronto, that's card.
Yeah, but before they didn't. It was only they always say, "Oh, the money doesn't come to my." Excuse they make. Oh, the money doesn't come to my account. I never get paid off of these.
The cut. They don't want. Oh, no, sorry. Oh, okay. Now Uber still takes a cut from cash, but they get paid that day from your cash.
Yeah, they can put the money in their gas tank and all that stuff.
The money's coming. It's just prioritize your finances. You'll get it next week.
Yeah. But let me kind of get back on the personal thing. Like I used to take that very personal.
I think I still do.
And now what I figured about being here, and I want everybody to understand this. And shout out to what's the brother out there in Ghana? His name is
Dan?
Tim. No, he's a
Tim. Is it? Oh,
we forgot. I put his channel.
Yeah.
But he says, you know, one thing about being a CRA as African American, I learned to pick my battles, and I do that now. Now I don't, because you can actually start something and get killed by a boda driver, a whole group of them. I don't know. Now I just pick my battles. It's like if you're charging me too much, I'll just like, and I don't take it personal because I understand that it's not just me going through this; it's everybody.
Yes.
It's everybody.
You can still you can bargain. You can always bargain.
Yeah, but what irritates me is so this happens to me even with nails, hair, everything. Yeah.
Oh.
So what happens is now times are tough. Now all of a sudden we're in a lockdown. Now all of a sudden you are WhatsApping me for the service again. Why would I use you again ever in my life after you tried to extort me?
Yeah.
You see?
So wait a minute, they'll extort you and then try to have customer service
to come back for your money again. I'm like, no, you're not okay. Like, no. And you gave me shitty service. You didn't even actually try when you were also trying to charge me double. No. So yes, I still take it personally.
Let me ask you this before Julie asks a question, but I want to ask you this. What are some ways, because it seems to be people that they go to Tanzania, Ghana, here. People know that your accent is different. So what are some ways to how do you combat that, or how do you minimize being overcharged? What are some of the things that you do that if you're living here in Uganda and you want to?
Yeah. I feel like I create a network. It takes forever to find the things you need, like the drivers you can rely on. Then you're like, okay, those are my people. That you're not going to charge more than the app. Like I've actually had ones like listen, like, I do Uber, but it's just not consistent. If you're around and you need a ride, let me know. I'll charge you the same price as the app. The only hard thing is if now they're somewhere else and I can't contact them.
Right.
But now I have my nail guy I trust to my T. I like him. He comes to my house. He's great. Beautiful service. It just takes some time to create those networks of people. But once you do, stick by them. And to the point now I tip them more. I give them even more than what they initially wanted because we've created that relationship. Yeah. So I think
there are honest people here.
Yeah,
sure.
there are. Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
oh
like,
my God. Yeah. It's just bad apples that like.
Speaking of your accent, have you been treated in a nice way because of how you talk, how you sound? Because
I
of your
think
accent?
that there's definitely privilege in it.
Oh,
like I feel like it's one of those things where like you don't notice your privilege when you have the like I'm sure it's taking me a lot further. I'm sure like I got DMs of people like, oh, I just like hearing you speak. I'm like, this is so random. I'm from a country where people literally sound like me, so I don't get it. For me, I found it was such a hindrance. Like I'm like, I'd prefer not to sound like this because I would get so much more like I would just want to be extorted all the time. But I do understand that it's a privilege. Yeah, for sure.
Do you want a Ugandan accent?
Huh?
Do you want one?
Yeah, I'd prefer 100. First of all, no one can ever understand me.
Oh,
not everyone, but just generally, if I'm at the supermarket, they'll laugh. They'll be like, it's like I remember. This is such a random story. I did a pageant back in the day in school. I wanted money for like a new laptop, and I was like, oh, this sounds like a great idea. It was the UNA pageant, so it was the Uganda National whatever. Yeah. So it was in DC that year. So all these Ugandans fly from all over the place to attend this. It's really well attended, and Radio and Weasel were performing that year. So there was a boat cruise. So randomly I went outside. I'm like, I need air, and we had to do like appearances. It was really hilarious. But anyway, to like with our sashes and whatever. So I'm out with my friend on the deck, and both of them were out there. I was like, oh my God, I love your music. So there's me like fangirling. I'm like 19. I'm like, oh my God, I love your music. You guys sound so amazing. Oh my God. And they're like, are you speaking French? Like I was speaking so fast because apparently we speak fast in Canada. Like I was just, especially so excited in the moment. They literally were like, are you speaking French? Like, what are you like, no idea. But they're like, hi. They were so nice. But just that, like, like my friends, I even have friends who are like, you've literally slowed down how you speak and like it's easier to understand you. I'm like, great.
But to this point, what benefits have you gained?
I don't know if it's like when you're in a privilege, you don't actually see it, but other people will tell you. Like my aunt being like, just the fact that you could even run a business on your own so quickly in a new area, even though like people know you, like your engagement, people now, just from people wanting to hear what I'm saying because they just want to hear my accent, I guess. Now it brings a certain amount of views and certain, like there's just little things like, But I don't know them, to be honest with you. It's really other people telling me. And that's what happens when you're in your privilege. But
let me kind of say this, because one of the things that I definitely feel that people, because we're both black, so on the outside looking in, I could resemble somebody that's from here. But then I have, and Jody, me and Jody have an episode here on this channel about how I have privilege here, and like I said, I really that was my argument. Like I can't see it. But then
men can never see their male privilege. Sorry, I just had to.
I thought it was because I was fine. But what I've noticed is that because of you know, because obviously I speak the West Coast or Northern California version of Ebonics. With my friends. And so like, and it's different than maybe somebody in Philadelphia, how they speak English with their friends. But it's but when I'm here, I speak formalized English. So what people will assume is, okay, you're definitely not from here, but then because of the way that you enunciate your words, you must be rich. So what I've gotten is like, and we're gonna do a podcast with DJ Maintain, is that when you try to, and I don't have this issue as much anymore because I'm not so quick to make friends like I used to, but people will assume like you don't know, like if you have people that are coming into your network or coming into your situation, they'll be like, okay, well the way you speak English, you must have a lot of money, and then it could lead into like 5 or 6 months later, that person asking for money, something like that. Do you think that people automatically assume that because if they can match up your accent to where you're from, Canada, rich country, or United States, oh, you obviously must be rich.
Oh,
do you get that?
Apparently, I have loaded. I'm just swimming in money. I remember Sky Lounge, just now closed, but I remember going to the bathroom like a few years ago, and a lady was
across from Acacia.
Yeah. And a few years ago, a lady was mopping or sweeping. She was just cleaning while people were enjoying enjoyments.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Can I be your nanny? Like, can you get me a visa to go to Canada?" I was like, "I don't have children. Like, how can I help you in that department?"
Right.
And she literally was looking for a way. Like, I got it all the time. Yeah. People assume we have money. But I've always had issues with my accent since being younger anyway, even in Canada. So, I mean, I think I've gotten used to it. It's just funny here. I feel like it might be bringing back slight trauma, actually.
Do you have to have people to like Johnny, to maybe certain people to negotiate for you because you don't want to go through?
Yeah, my PA. That's exactly why a lot of the times I'll get her to make phone calls or do certain things just so it's not me. Yeah, so people just I'm like, no. Oftentimes, actually, yeah.
Joan, let me ask you this, because you something I didn't know. Let's say when you go from the central to like the north to Arua.
Yeah.
Now your accent is different from their accent.
Yeah.
What happens to your price?
It also goes up.
It does go up because they know you're not from the town.
Yeah.
But can they tell you're Ugandan too?
Yeah, they know you're Ugandan, but they can tell you're not from that region.
Yeah.
So if I go to the north and then I don't know the language, and I know one word, you're like, thank you.
Yeah.
It's like you cram one word and that's the word you go with. They'll know you're foreign and then they'll try to overprice.
You. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
See?
So even within the country that happens?
Yeah.
100%.
If you don't know what you're buying or if you don't know what you're getting and you're not sure about your price, people always try to go high.
Yeah. Or if they assume even you can be Ugandan, like you said, or if you've even stayed abroad just for school, 4 or 5 years, obviously you've developed like your how you sound is going to be different. They can tell immediately. All my friends get extorted too. That's why I don't use them to call. I have to get my PA or somebody. Yeah.
Well, what I've tried to do now, I mean, ShopRite was a lot better on Jumia. Shout out to Carrefour, but I like ShopRite better. But what I try to do to minimize certain things that I would have in the West, like Carrefour. I like we have Carrefour in Europe, so I try to go deal with places where I know what the price is.
Oh yeah, straight up, yeah. That's true.
I know what the price is. I know that it's standard. And things like if you have to catch a boat, I mean, obviously you're gonna be. Yeah. Sometimes if I know it's 4,000, but if it's 6,000, if I'm just in a mood to it, like I'm just wanting to go like, okay, fine, you know. But I try to stay within
like a happy place of spending. You're saying? Yeah,
that not taking it because the one thing is not taking it personal. Yeah. Like, because it's going to happen all the time. But I try not to. What about like for negotiations for like, let's say, for example, you want to get, when you want to hire people, or let's talk about that. Do you find that people, because of your accent, they expect you're going to pay them more?
Yeah. Look at our industry that we're in. I was looking for videographer. Okay. And I, obviously, because it's just me and like, I had my own budget, and I didn't just come out of the blue. Like I saw like what networks pay a videographer, especially out of school. Like I was looking for someone super experienced because they weren't going to come with camera equipment. It's going to be all of my own stuff, all of my own everything. So I was like, okay, you're coming out of school, no experience, just me. Like, what are we doing? What do we? These guys were quoting more than people I knew who have their own studios, and like their own videographer team, editing team, like people who have established like firms within Kampala. Like how are you charging this at 21? Like at 20, like even I would have been like, what?
Like you get a range of like what?
Some insane, like over $1,000. But then
with your own equipment,
with my own everything, they just show up. And they weren't even editing. They were just to film and go.
$1,000.
Over $1,000 straight from school, between 19 to however old, like very, very young, no experience. You've only shown me one show reel. But my thing was, at least go to those places and see the grind and ethic, because that $1,000 doesn't even come with the grind and the wisdom that it comes with when you're in that industry. Does that make sense? Like, I'd be okay with paying that if you're adding value. You're not adding value. You're just there.
So
like, I have to now teach you everything.
They would have never tried that with like MBS or
absolutely
NTV,
not.
but because they're like, oh, you're an American person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, as a lady, like your beauty, going for like hair and nails, you have your guy for nails, but like with your hair, do you also do you negotiate or bargain or something like that?
I actually was doing my hair a lot with my friends who had businesses and stuff. Now I don't want to go to the salon anymore. I want to be at home watching my Netflix. So I've had to. I'm okay with paying the going rate. I don't like bargaining. It's not what I'm used to. It's not my thing. So I like just to give me a price, but make it make sense.
Right.
Yeah. Like, don't charge me $300K to do my hair when I know you charge people $80K.
Yeah.
Right?
That's too much.
Yeah, like I know like that's not your actual.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you want to keep me coming, at least be like, okay, 120 or something, but don't do it where it's like
too much.
like you, like it's like I have a happy medium spectrum.
I've noticed that too. Even like for haircuts, if it's like 10,000, I'll pay 20,000. Just so like when I come, I know that like I can get it faster.
Yeah, like the best service and stuff. And I'm okay with that. But if you're extorting me from the beginning, I'm just paying you your small amount, I'm out.
Yeah. And then I would like to say this too, because like I got into a lot of arguments, and I'm glad you mentioned that, like just pay and leave. I used to really argue with dudes.
Pick your battles. What?
Yeah, there's a story like I almost beat some guy up over 5,000 shillings.
Yeah. What happened?
That's a long story, but
also like I'm not even shocked. I'm like, I've been in those situations. Like, I feel you. Like, you're just fed up.
I walked all the way to Tinder and was like, listen, bro, if you don't give me this, I'm gonna drag you outside of the MTN. Like, he eventually gave me the money. But the thing about that, like what if that would have turned ugly? You know what I mean? I could have got in trouble or lost my life over 5,000 shillings, which is like $1.40.
I feel like when I'm angry, I don't even think.
I was pissed off. I walked all the way there by myself. I got my money back too.
I'm more concerned for the other person's safety.
Yeah,
like, I'll kill you.
I'll finish you.
Yeah, because he didn't even want. He was so scared he wouldn't come out of the thing. He was like, he didn't come out.
Yeah.
So, but the thing about it I would say is like picking your battles.
Yeah.
Look at try to look, because you could get very frustrated.
That's true.
But understand that even other Africans, like I have a Kenyan guy, when he comes to Kampala, he's getting overcharged too. Yeah. And it's not like it's made to excuse what's going on.
Yeah.
But then it's up to you to find out, like, hey, listen. Like this for like editors and videographers, always try to get recommendations from people that are in the community.
Yeah, I'm realizing that. Like, I thought because I found them at a school, like it was Kampala Film School or something. Yeah. So I was like, okay, like should be really good. I was like super excited. No. And this, mind you, like what I do, he's gonna get part-time hours. Like, it's not like you have to be there every day. Yeah. And I'm like, you want over $1,000 to be here like a couple hours a month? No. And do like right? Like
what I found out also with something like that is I'll have I know like people do that, go to film schools and get people there because obviously it's where they're at. I'll have whatever I'm going to pay and that's it. Yeah, we're not negotiating anything. This is what it is. It's going to be 800,000 or 900,000, and here are your duties. Right. Here are the templates. Yeah. Because we produce here, so here's what we do. Here's how we do it.
I like that. That's my new approach.
And then and like this is what I'm willing to do.
This is what it is.
And if you like it or not. Yeah. If not, whatever.
Send me your friends.
I was having that. I was gonna move King Ghana to South Africa.
Really?
But the guy was talking. He won like $400 every day.
$400 a day?
A day. No, in South Africa.
Oh, in South Africa.
I was gonna move this whole thing to. There's twice I was gonna move.
Also, them. They're very like. Yeah. What the hell?
But I was like, because I was dating somebody there. You know what I mean? And I like Joburg a whole lot, and I like the.
I don't even think that's the going rate in Canada. Like, what the hell?
I mean, like, it's not even a going rate really in America, but I mean,
like,
I ran into that like 3 or 4 times, and I already knew what I had here. Shout out to Team Quasi, who's editing this, because like I said, he's one of the best in the country. Go follow on Instagram. But when I noticed that how good of a thing I had going on here with what I already was paying, I was like, nah, I should just stick it out. And it was the best decision I ever made. Yeah. Shout out to you. Got to give yourself a round of applause. But I think those things is like understanding people who are already in the business, asking what they're paying. I noticed that too.
That was my thing of like just being more, like being more entrenched in what our community. Yeah. Asking around, figuring that out.
Asking for referrals.
Right. Yeah, true, because we've really been through it. But now it's starting to make sense. We're getting there. Soon we'll be where y'all are at.
Yeah. So, but let me just ask you, for people who are coming from the West, and they may be, because living here is different than visiting.
Very, very, very different.
Well, what are certain benefits that you think that if you do have an accent, how can that play into your life in a positive fashion?
Weirdly enough, I maybe there is one place I do see it, or it would answer this is being able, because I got a girl inbox me and I didn't think about it until she inboxed me, and she's like, how are you able to start doing real estate videos? I was like, I just found a building, found their contact, called, and started filming. Whereas for her, I think for her it was like, I couldn't even imagine that, like you'd have to be like a big dog to get to that point. I think people maybe take me more like, oh, she must be like an international person, so therefore I'm like, nah, I'm just a girl with a camera. I even filmed that video with an iPhone. Like I literally was like no. So I think it gets me into more doors. Like I have more doors open. So there, I do acknowledge that. I do. Do
you feel like people trust you more?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
But I am trustworthy. I'm not out here snaking people, so that might be that. But yeah, so I do acknowledge that part of my privilege. I do see that. That's true. Yeah. There's more doors and opportunities open. Okay. And I don't really fear anyone. I'm just like, this is what I need. Who do I need to call? Let me call them. Like I'm not like, oh my God, this is a CEO of so-and-so and maybe I shouldn't. I'm like, nope, let's move. Yeah. So that's, I like
that. Do you have any other thing? Do you have any questions?
No. I just, as a person that is like not from here, there's a learning curve to figure out.
There's a learning curve.
What things, what are the prices, what things are, because Uber is significantly cheaper here.
Significantly, yeah. So even,
and so sometimes you might not take it, but there are other learning curves, kind of approximate the distances of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, just.
But all in all, like you got to do your research. Yeah.
Did you see that couple on YouTube that did a whole rant? I think they were from Ghana or Nigeria, and they had moved back, and there was one of those negative, like,
kind of heavy set chicks.
Yeah,
you know what ended up happening with her?
No, what happened?
She ended up leaving her husband
for someone there,
and went back to the same place and got with a security guard.
No, did they have kids?
They already had kids. Yeah,
they had kids, and she was married.
Yeah, I'll put the link of the video up.
She was the one, like, literally leading that whole video, just ranting and ranting. She went and took her ass back. And
she left the guy, moved back to Ghana, and took the kids back and was dealing with a security guy that she was cheating on her husband with while she was there.
Anyway, sorry, I brought them up to mention the fact that when they were talking about why they, like, all of their terrible experiences, and people were like, why were you paying $120 a day for a car? Why were you paying, like, they didn't really budget and consider all of these things. So even though they were getting extorted, they're like, yeah, people aren't honest the way you think they are. People were like, did you even visit before you went? Do your research. No one can feel bad for you if you didn't do your research. So videos like this will be your research.
Do your research. Even me, when I decided to make a bigger move in 2020, I already knew where Zuku Fiber was.
Right.
I knew what we needed, how to get things into the country.
Gotta do your due diligence.
So once you kind of connect those things, I kept my credit cards in the States. Some people, they charge them up or they're using again. No, I still got my credit cards. So there are certain things that I knew that I would have an advantage as an American.
Yes.
That I would have a disadvantage in certain things. Many things I still do. Yeah. But the things I was really strong in, that I had resources from my country. Yeah. My mom would even get stuff and go like ship it for me, like, So exactly. I had those. So I kept those things, but I knew, like, okay, here's how you get all your stuff here. Here's what you need. Here's what your employees need.
Right. This is the average cost of things.
But it took me like 7 or 8 times coming before that I figured that out.
Right. Exactly. But me too. Like, I've been coming since 2013, and I officially was around from 2019, 2020, same thing. So it's been like 6-7 years before. Like, I don't think you should just pop somewhere. Right. It's up to you, but do your research before you pop up anywhere at least. Right. Yeah, don't be that couple.
Where can they follow you on
on YouTube and Instagram? Rachel Nalumu, Nalumu, Rachel Rachael. And yeah, both of those platforms are pretty open. I also have a website, forgot to mention that before. And yeah, always open for DMs.
Tell them about your website, your new business venture.
Oh, okay. So I get a lot of people ask me questions, and it's time consuming, and time is money. So I opened my website just to kind of give people more of an understanding of what I do and why I do it. I don't think a lot of people realize that with my videos. I see my vision and my purpose. I don't think people do that. So it kind of gives a synopsis of that, as well as growing a community for diasporans, repats. But also I realized I was leaving out a lot of people who just like went to school for some time and then came back and forth. They also don't know stuff either, but they didn't feel like they fit in any of those categories. So I'm trying to find a name for it. But all of this is on the website, as well as consultations for everything moving back, from ministry paperwork, because it's such a headache, to just understanding and knowing Kampala, navigating the streets of Kampala.
Perfect.
Yeah.
For a fee, of course.
Yeah.
You gotta pay. Some of you brothers and sisters out there, y'all are cheap. It's not free.
Yeah.
Don't start
me to bring her here wasn't free, so you gotta pay. If I gotta pay, you gotta pay.
So anyway, guys, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel and follow us on all our social media pages: Kenya Nation Instagram, Kenya Nation Facebook, Kenya Nation Twitter. We'll see you guys next time.